Got a special treat for you today. My 1948 Gottlieb Old King coal. You know it's old because old is spelled with an E. That means it's old. Went through the whole thing. It was just in a pile when I got it. Went through the entire game. Removed the harness, pulled that apart, power washed it, everything. And it's been done for at least 2 years. I mean, done mechanically. But what I did is strip the cabinet. The reason I did that, if you could see these patterns, and I didn't realize at the time, I was just excited to have a wood rail. I do have a special place in my heart for wood rail games. Look at the serial number. 045377 LRH. It should be this number with an OKC, Old King Coal. This is actually a Lady Robin Hood cabinet. This is one of several in the Gottlieb fairy tale series. Old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. Blah blah blah. Shit, I don't remember all the words. Call for his pipe, his bowl, his fiddler's three. It's been probably 45 years since I heard that poem. But maybe I'll try and find it and put it at the beginning of this video. But anyway, the cabinets on all the fairy tale are the same. I didn't realize it, so I got a parts game from a friend of mine that hopefully he'll watch this, that I basically wanted to trace the graphic on the side of the game. So I still have to paint this. I'm going to paint it just like the parts machine that I have, only because I took the time to do a ton of work on this cabinet. Stripped the paint, went through all the actual wood rails. This is what makes it a wood rail. It has wood rails. Huh. Imagine that. These aren't as tall as most of the other machines. I'm 5'11", and I could clearly see the top of this thing without having to stand on tiptoes or anything like that. This is, as they grew, the back boxes got bigger because they contained more stuff, and they realized that a bigger something to look at down an aisle or in a bar was an attraction. So they did up the artwork and lit it up and all kinds of stuff. So I still need to paint the cabinet. I am gonna get a new back glass. It's not awful, but stuff like this 200,000, that's pretty much gone. Part of the 600,000, some parts in his crown. This, I did take the glass off so you don't get a glare, and it also lets me pick up the playfield easier, and just to show you. I did notice in taking the playfield glass off that this is summertime, and I can tell with the humidity with these wood rails that the playfield glass gets real tight when it slides in here. But lots of hours went into it. I don't have it turned on right this second. Went through everything on here. Had my buddy that has an auto shop clear coat this thing 4 or 5 times for me. Playfield's in good shape, but a lot of these playfields were in good shape unless they got subject to moisture. If you're a pinball person, you're going to notice something about these. If you don't know, these are bumpers, but these are dead bumpers. All they do is the ball will hit this skirt. There's nothing that pops the ball away. It's just it just scores. So it doesn't have a whole lot of banging around. As long as your ball is, you know, the balls that are on it are newer and cleaner, then you know it'll be just fine. So we turn it on. Back in the day, these things didn't have power switches on them. There was just, once you plug it in, power is put to it, and just one little spot would light up. Gottlieb's have, when you turn the Gottlieb on, the tilt light comes on, just the way it's wired. So there's a 10-watt bulb behind the King's picture here, just an appliance bulb. This isn't on, and following the standard Gottlieb form. There's no start button. It's got a wood door that if I unlock it, other than the little wire harness that's plugged in, it'll fall off of there. That's how they all were at the time. Use some filler on the cabinet. I'll do a quick wipe down, as it's mechanically sound and mechanically works, but I'll do a quick wipe down before I start priming it. Went through, refinished the legs. These things were nasty. I do have, for when I put it back together its final time, I do have new chrome head bolts. This is an original nickel coin slide back to 1933. This game is a 1948, but they use this in so many games. Sent this out, had it plated. It's got new locks. Got the original beehive style shooter. Come on, I'm having a brain fart. This thing. These are getting tough to find too. Here's a manual ball lift. This is all original, nothing replaced here. It still works fine. Rebuilt it. My nickel slide I had plated, as I just mentioned, but this is how you turn it on, and I'll show you when I pick up the playfield how it's working. And I've got it set up where I don't necessarily need a nickel, but we'll turn it on by pushing the coin slide in. Okay, my lights are on. The 5 balls that were sitting in the tray they drop down. See, when you push this in, that's what happens. It drops down into a trough and gets fed over underneath the playfield. In order to pick the ball up, you're going to push the lower plunger in. They were kind of finicky. Okay, now it's in the shooter lane. This is a reproduction. I still have the original. The only difference is that the Gottlieb was wearing off, and it's a little bit faded, the original. So you have 4, 8, 9, 10 dead bumpers, 2 kick-out holes, and 3 rollovers. That's it. There's nothing fancy about it, but just the engineering and how it works is pretty cool. You pick up one of these. This has the old 44 or 47 style bulbs. Some of them in fact are 46, which are actually a screw in. This is not the original rebound bumper. The original is a smaller round disc, which you can't find anymore. I've tried to make one that fits it, so I just took a more modern rubber and cut the side off so I could fit it next to this other bumper here. So with that going, you may not know it, but we have a timer going. When I pushed in that coin slide, there is a mechanical timer underneath the playfield. I'll show you in a minute. It looks like a bicycle bell. It's got the 120 volts going to it. And that's what times your game. You got about 7 minutes or so. So that's more than enough time. These are very fast games compared to modern standards. Except for when I play, I suck at modern games too. So I'll show you around, but while the timer's going, I will show you explain the rules of the game. Yes, again, just like any modern machine, these games had rules too. I still have to get my my apron cards on here. They actually staple down, not like the new ones that slide under some slots in their cards. These actually staple to this wood apron. You shoot your ball up the lane. The whole object of this game, other than getting points, you want to hit king, K-I-N-G, and cole, C-O-L-E. You want them in sequence, either king or cole. It doesn't have to be these left four and then the right four. It has to, but it does have to start up top. And these are two separate sequences. First time you knock out one of them, meaning one sequence, K-I-N-G or C-O-L-E, king cole if you don't know that spells that. If you knock those out, you will hit this, light up this double bonus light, this upper one. The second one, so if you can knock out the second set of four, it doesn't matter which side comes first, left or right, then you'll light up this kick out hole for a double bonus there. These are your bonus lights. 10,000 through 100,000. Everything is scored in 10,000 point increments. So you hit one target, you're automatically getting at least 10,000. All bumpers, 10,000 when lit. This is the beautiful thing about the old electromechanical games, is you don't have 30 pages of rules to look through like some of the modern stuff. This spells it out on the playfield for you. Okay, a special when lit. That means when these two triangles light up, you get a special. What's a special? A special is a free game. Okay, a credit. Okay, advanced bonus. So this target with the crown and this rollover button target advances the bonus. So it'll climb all the way up to 100,000 and it sticks. And if the only way to collect that bonus is to land in one of these holes. So up to 100,000 each time you land in the hole if the bonus is built up enough. Whatever your bonus sits carries over to the next game. Okay, it doesn't reset on the next ball or whatever, it carries over. So that's an incentive for you to put in another nickel and try and get your bonus that you spent time trying to collect. So each one of these targets is 10,000. This one and this one, you'll get your 10,000, but it will also advance your bonus. Again, you don't collect it until you land in one of these holes. If it happens to be double bonus, then so be it. We explained how to get the double bonus a minute ago. Anytime you roll through here, it's 50,000. It says when lit. It's always lit. But special when lit, you notice these are kind of arrow shaped. That's pointing to the triangles. So everything else is 10,000. The center one is worth 10,000. Unless it's lit, then it's worth 50. Same with these rollovers here. It'll say 50,000. If it's lit, it's 50,000. Special when lit is if this triangle bumper, or this triangle bumper, and you roll over this, roll over here, you'll get a special, a free game. So this game is actually one of the first games with flippers. It's built in 1948, and I said it's one of the fairy tale series. Fairy tales, look up some old nursery rhymes and fairy tale book. If you know pinball, by any standard from the late 50s and early 60s on up, you had two flippers at least down here low on the playfield, and it flips them up. What I want you to see is this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not only are they in strange places, and there's 6 of them, but watch this. They flip the opposite way of what we know today. They flip backwards. They were just getting started with this stuff. They didn't understand all that yet. I know my timer's running out because I've been taking a video. I'm going to reset the timer by starting this game over. I'll show you how I did that when I pick up the playfield. So the object here, let's say the ball comes out. Normally I'm going to hit this. This tends to be first. Okay, so I got my 10,000 points. And I moved up my bonus 10,000 as well. One thing I want to point out, if you're more familiar with more modern pinballs, you know, either having computer screen, dot matrix, I'm working backwards, digital readout display, score reels. This is even before score reels were invented. So every target, there's just lights behind here, 10,000, 20, 30. The score is actually part of the artwork, which is, that makes it more beautiful to me. I mean, that's me. I guess I'm an old soul. And so let's say you get 300,000 and 40,000. Well, if you can do simple math, that's 340,000. What a concept. So, as we do this, watch. If I push, let me figure it hits that, comes down, hits the I, or it hits an L. I'm getting 10,000 each time, so I got 30,000. Notice it didn't knock the lights out. Watch this. Because you remember I said you want to get them in sequence. Okay, I didn't burn out the light. It's purposely knocked out. But look what happens up here. It lit up the K in King up here. So let's build up our bonus. Notice at this point, the 50,000 for the center bumper came up, and the 50,000 for this rollover. It's set up randomly, so if we hit another target, that goes off. I lost it. Doesn't mean it won't come back. We just don't really know when. This is always 50,000, so you're gonna watch. Another cool thing on the back glass here, I'll go through the whole back glass, why not? We're going to light up letters, so if I hit I, N, see that? But there was always, to help attract a crowd, you had an animation going on. This is old King Cole smoking his pipe. I don't know how well the camera's picking this up. Smoking his pipe. You got he's playing a cello that somehow doesn't look like the notes are very great. And called for his Fiddler's Three, if you know the poem. These chicks here on with their little hats on, it looks like 80s mohawks actually. But in each one of these smoke rings from his pipe, along with some distorted music notes, you got some scantily clad women in his thoughts. But as you hit targets, there's a new one each time. She's got a stretch. Well, I think I got a light out in here. No, I just didn't see it. That one. So, pretty cool. It's just a little bit of a animation in the glass. It gives you something else to look at when you're not playing. So, also, if you look real close, where am I at? And this music, now I'm going to try and hide the glare. This is very dim light behind there. And there's a number on there. You could see 0. So what that is, that's your credits on the game. That's how many replays you have ready in which you would not need a coin. Watch, I have K, I, and N out on one side. If I hit G, it lights up King, so King is knocked out. But look what also happens. I got my double bonus lit up. So if I were to land a ball in there right now, land a ball in there, pinch my finger every time. So I built that bonus up to whatever it said, and you hear it pop, 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 pop. It's doubling up on your bonus. So right now I have 360 points, 360,000 points, because I can do maths. So let's build our bonus back up. Notice our special here is lit, and our special here is lit. So if I see that, what I was talking about, the timer? So you snooze, you lose, dude. You lost your game. So now I have to, if I restart this game, I lose my score. They don't care. They want their nickel. Next. Okay, so I just started over. Let's do a C, O, L, T. Okay, again, I got double bonus here. Let's do a 50,000. Okay. Double bonus, 1 lit, extra lit, win lit, extra special. Advanced bonus. There's a different bell involved when you're advancing your bonus. Okay, so let's knock out K, I, N, and G. That's all lit up top. I'm at 160,000. But now I have this out-hole lit as well. So this is all either one. If I land in either one, I'm going to collect whatever bonus is here and double that. So right now 40,000, and that'll double to 80. So let's build it all the way up. Okay, so we're at 100,000. We're going to land in the salt. Okay. And I got my extra special because it landed in that hole, and it says when lit, extra special. Okay, so now you heard the knock. Remember this, the little music note said 0? Now look, it says 1. Let's hit this special. Watch. I got 50,000 and a credit. So every time I hit that, I get a credit. The game is kind of dumb, meaning it doesn't know what ball you're on. It doesn't even know exactly what targets you hit, other than knocking the light bulbs out if you're in sequence. Okay. So if I shot the ball, it doesn't know if it's ball 1, ball 2. It doesn't care. It does not care about you. Okay. So I'm collecting replays because I'm getting scores well above the 550,000 that I have the scoring set for. I'll show you that in a minute. So if we keep bringing the balls up and shooting them, there's 3, 4. See, there are actually 5 balls in here. It's not one ball constantly recycled. It's still, this is still a 1/16 ball, which is modern. I need to look because now it's been a while. I'm questioning myself because the real old ones used to be 1 1/8. So as long as they're not getting stuck, I'm fine with that, whatever. But notice there's room for 4 balls. Then one on top. That basically provides a push when you slide this slide in, and it will help just to make sure that everything drops. So the game is over, technically, because you went through all your balls. But check this out. Flippers still work. There is no game over circuit or anything like that. You could sit here and move it around, or I guess you could try and nudge balls back up there, but chances are you're going to tilt it. And on these real old games, if you're not familiar with a tilt is usually something there's a weight or some kind of device inside that will tilt the game, meaning it knows you're cheating, essentially, or you can nudge it a little bit, do what you have to do, but if it's too much, it'll let you know, because modern games, you get warnings and all this other stuff, and you lose your ball and any bonus that you've accumulated. These old games, they don't give a shit. You've just lost your game. You owe them another coin if you want to play again. So let's see if we can tilt it. Oh, see, too much. It didn't like that. Lights went out, says see ya. Try again. Tilt light came on. So I can hear it. I doubt you can on the camera, but I can hear the timer still ticking. So what I will do next is I will pick up the playfield and show you the simplicity yet complex way in which this thing works. Alright, we are looking inside Old King Cole. There's not a whole lot to it, but it is more complex than some of the rival games of the time. Okay, here's the inside of my coin slide. I'm going to show you. See, the balls actually drop through the playfield into this trough and feed towards the ball lifter. There's your ball lifter. It just picks it up. And a little ramp, and this cutout here actually has a bevel on it to help push it out into the playfield, which maybe I can round that out. Maybe it'll help it get up there a little bit better. But I've gone through this whole thing. Here's your flipper buttons. Okay. It's not doing anything because this rod, Gottlieb's like to do this for some reason, make it more complex than what it needs to be. But all that's doing is pushing this switch. See how they're all linked together? Same with this side. This switch. Okay. So what's happening when you push this coin slide in? Right now it's not doing anything. The playfield's not down. What's happening is this little bicycle timer. This has line voltage going to it. So if you listen close, you'll hear a hum of transformer. Again, it doesn't know the words, so I'm sure it apologizes. But can you hear a little ticking? That is this mechanical timer physically counting down. Roughly about 7 minutes. So when you push the coin slide in, this whole rail here moves. This switch will kill your lights because it's going to take all your power and use it to reset and start the game without backfeeding line voltage into your 6-volt lamps. This is the bottom of the ball hole. This is the slider that opens up and drops the balls from here down into here. So you're shoving this whole mechanism, and watch what happens right here. This peg on this rail is going to push the timer forward. And as we talk, this is slowly making its way back until it does shut off. It does shut off. Okay. Here's your bank of relays for your King Cole targets. Okay. Bonus units. Left flipper coil, right flipper coil. Again, each one controls three flippers. Your dead bumper targets, that's these guys. This is little skirt here. There's just a little peg coming through. Metal peg, and this ring here is a carbon ring that's connected to the other side of the circuit. You got a little wire coming off here that's wrapped around that peg or that post. And it completes the circuit by touching that ring. Real simple. Springs that bring back your flipper, just long extension springs. This is your one coil for both kickout holes. Okay, your score motor. This is your motor board. Totally stripped that down. I pulled this whole harness off, stripped down the bottom of the playfield, power washed everything. It's looking like new. Shined it all up. It's one of your tilt switches here. There's another tilt bob. Relays that control your points. That's your transformer. That's the humming you hear. This is one of the bells. So this will go around. Okay, this is your knocker coil. When you get a replay, the plunger will shoot up. Hit this bracket here, which resonates through the wood cabinet. Complex, but yet very simple by today's standards. Also, people would spend a nickel. Okay, last look before we play some games on here. That light bulb, why is it back here? It's a hot bulb too. That's a 110 volt bulb. Basically a night light. What that one is remember the credits up here? It's so dim there. We have 2 credits. This actually shines through. Let's see if we can get another light. See that brass wheel? There's numbers stamped into that brass wheel. Those are replays. Look how many replays you can get. Up to, what does that say, 82? 80, trying to see here, my eyes aren't that great. 83, 84, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. 85 replays you can accumulate on here. How good are you to get that? But if you look, see that right in front of it? That is a lens. That's a projection lens, basically. So that light bulb shines through this little hole on purpose. Shines through the disc where the number lines up on the disc. Maybe it'll focus. See that? That 2? Look how the light is shining on there. Shining through the 2, through the projector lens, and onto the back of the back glass. So that you know that there's 2 credits. So this is your credit. Your credit wheel. So we can increment 3, 4, 5, 6. We can go all the way around to 85. This little peg here, this is kind of hard to show without a light and this big bulb in your eye. But see that greenish peg? That's just a piece of a small fuel line I put over that peg as an insulator as you come around and touch the metal switch. But once it hits this switch, that's it, it shuts out that light because there's no no replays to show on the game. But yet, it can go all the way around. Or maybe I'm thinking opposite here. This controls all your scoring, your score lights. So all it does is connect lights to a return circuit. So if I turn this, if it were on, okay, if I turn this, and take it all the way up, if I get to 550, and everything were in alignment, you know, if relays were popping, I'd be getting replays. So it goes all the way up to 800,000. Remember how I was asking if it was 800 or 890? No, 800,000 is the top. I've only hit that one time. And beyond that, it doesn't matter. You got to start using your head if you want to see how high of a score you actually get. So let's bring that back down. But if you've seen my other videos of rebuilding score reels and stuff like that, this is way different. We saw the one bell on the bottom of the cabinet. There is another one back here that you can see. I gotta be careful in reaching here because this does have a lot of line voltage on these bulbs. And it's 1948. And there's your third bell. That's your for your bonus when you build that up. So you got 3 bells on this game. Replay unit, score lighting. These are the backs of the lights that say that the King Cole. And the rest are, here's the animation lights coming up through here. And this appliance bulb, that's the back of the King. And you actually have some settings, even way back in the day. 50,000 when lit. Remember, that's these are all original tags, 1948. How often do you want that to come up? Conservative or liberal? Doesn't say how many, it just, do you want it to come on more or less? And this other one is side rollover, free play. Again, liberal or conservative. All you gotta do is unplug them and move them down. You got a couple different positions that you could put it in. So that's about all I have to say about this. To replace light bulbs, remove screws in top strip and lift out sign glass. So on a modern game or newer games, there's levers. This actually has a slot in the top that there's supposed to be a piece of wood over that, and then you just pick the back glass up over. Can't really tell because I don't have the best lighting here. But then this back door, this isn't metal like a modern, this is also wood. You'd put a lock here. I don't have a lock in it because you don't really need one. You better make sure you got a tall ceiling because this goes in. You gotta pick it up and slide it down. Trying to do it with one hand and a bad shoulder. But you gotta line it up and slide it in. bit on that thing. There you go. So that is the guts and glory of the Gottlieb Old King Cole. Okay, what do you say we play a few games? Sorry that the camera's turned this way. It just, the whole thing shows up better in the screen than trying to lean over it with it facing the other way. So let's do this. I'll keep you updated on the score. Let's start a game. $100,000. $290. Trying to get king. Bonus is maxed out at 100,000. 400,000 points right now. That's 5 balls. 450. I believe I have replay set for 550. Okay, let's do another game. 5 balls. There we go. Got that replay because the special is lit. 40,000. Doing awful today. 80,000 on the third ball. $140. Last ball, and I only have 200,000. Alright, 300,000, that's pretty weak. We'll do one more like this, and then I'll point the camera at the back glass. pretty good first ball. 260,000. All two. I got king out. I qualify for a double bonus if I land in this kick out hole here. I'd like to build up my bonus first because it's only at 20,000. Didn't count as double because it was this hole, not that one. Unless I can knock out this E. Oh, jeez. Okay, 520,000. I never got my double bonus. It will stay at 30,000 for the next game, but I have to re-qualify to light up double. So let me move the camera over and let you see at least the top half in the back box. Alright, let's see if we can get better than 520 at this angle. That sucked. Look at that. Okay. 200,000. Awful. Come on. Last ball, only 270,000. Oh, jeez. Awful. 300,000. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that. This is one of my favorite games. I do have a special place in my heart for wood rails. Hopefully we'll get a couple other games that we just show some gameplay on. A little bit more of the games that you don't see every day. So I thank you guys for watching. Please consider subscribing, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks, you guys. Bye-bye.
Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray!
Hooray! Question mark?